What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back on another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the Denver Nuggets, the red hot Denver Nuggets. All right, one might even be able to call them the Chicken McNuggets because they're red hot, man, straight off the fry pan. They're coming in. They have won 9 out of their last 10 games. So Lakers coming in shorthanded yet again. No Dennis Schroeder, if you guys haven't heard, he is out for the next 10 to 14 days, unfortunately, with safety protocols. And then LeBron James is out with a sore right ankle. And so we're going to have to muster everything we got tonight to even have a shot because look here, Denver's red hot, man. People we're taking them lightly after they lost Jamal Murray. They have won 9 out of their last 10. So this is going to be a really tough game to win. And we're tied for 7th place right now. I think we're in 6th slot, but we're in a 3-way tie. And it looks like right now, as we speak, I believe Portland is playing, right? Portland. Let me double check the score. Portland is playing the Atlanta Hawks, and they are down by 6 at halftime. However, we know that anything's possible there. So Lakers have to try to avoid that 7th spot as much as possible. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about LeBron's comments after yesterday's game and why they disappointed me, even though I'm a big-time LeBron fan. I'm going to talk about a lot of different stuff, so hopefully you guys are settled in and ready for this pregame. Again, Lakers, no Dennis Schroeder, no LeBron James, and the Lakers have to somehow muster up a win tonight because there's 8 games left in the regular season. Playoffs are knocking down the door, man, and it's getting scary out here. But we're here, man. We're faithful. You see the shirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm in good spirits. We are the defending champs at the end of the day. We're going to ride to die with our squad. Bottom line is I see a lot of people wavering and talking about the season's over. It's a little too early to talk like that. We haven't even got to the playoffs yet. Let's at least wait till we get to the playoffs to see what position we in before, we can start making these crazy outlandish predictions. But bottom line is the West isn't set. The West isn't set yet, and who knows what type of matchup we're going to have in the first round. Who knows if we can even avoid the play-in tournament, which LeBron's not a big fan of. Which gets me to my next topic of conversation. If you guys didn't see the post-game yesterday, LeBron James, during his post-game interview, he was asked about what he thought about, where the Lakers are right now. And he made a very polarizing comment about how whoever came up with the play-in tournament should be fired. All right? And this is why I don't agree with this, LeBron. Because, look, it's not a problem unless you are the 7th, 8th, 9th seed, right? If you're hovering above right there, then, okay, you should be worried. So if you don't like it, man, y'all got to play better. You got to get the squad together, bottom line. You know what I'm saying? I believe the Lakers still have a shot, but we have to get it together now. Starting right now, I don't care what the excuse is. No Dennis, so be it. No LeBron James, somebody else step up. We're deep enough to get a victory. Last I checked, we still have AD. He still hasn't had a breakout game since he came back. We have Drummond, who we acquired. He needs to make a bigger impact. We got Kuzma, who finally had a nice 20-plus point game last game, but needs to follow that up with another one tonight. And we got plenty of decent role players who can hold their own. They're just, again, they're not holding their own right now. I don't know if it's a lack of chemistry, or a variation of that and the mixed-up lineups we've had due to injury. Maybe they got acclimated of playing without LeBron and AD. Now they got to get reacclimated. There could be a multitude of reasons. Bottom line is no excuses. We have to show up now, starting tonight. 8 games left in the season tonight. My goal for the Lakers is for them to win 5 out of these last 8. If they can do that, they should secure a top 6 spot, okay? 5 out of these last 8. And I know the schedule's tough coming up, but if we can get 5 out of these last 8, best case scenario, 6 out of these last 8, but 5 I'm satisfied with. I think we'll have a good shot at securing a top 6 slot. What do you guys think? You said, Dan, we in the 7th seed. Are you concerned? I am very concerned, Sal. I am very concerned. This is the first time of the year that I can really say, hey, LeBron came back for 2 games and we didn't look like ourselves. The team is very disoriented. The rotations are off. Of course, I'm concerned, but I'm still confident that they can turn this around. Remember, we did it last year with 8 games left. I know this is a different team, different situation. But they have to just muster from within. They have to just, reach in and grab that courage and just play to the best of their ability. No longer can we come out here and say the storm is coming. No, shut up. Everybody was saying the storm is coming. Shut up. We got to come in here and perform. Leave your talking to the court, to actions, man. I want to see it. I don't want to hear it. So it starts with tonight. No excuses. I don't care who's missing. Let's come out here and do it. He said, hey, Dan, did you hear Kuzma's comments on Gasol? Yes, he agrees. He agrees with me and with all of you that Marc Gasol should get some minutes. I mean, I think anybody who knows basketball knows that Marc Gasol definitely needs to get some minutes at the backup center position, right? So at the end of the day, look, let's see what Coach does. Tonight, we're missing 2 key rotation pieces, 2 starters. Let's see how Frank adjusts. We definitely could buy some minutes for either Alfonso McKinney or both Gasol and him. But the bottom line is we have to get this dub. No questions asked, all right? I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, we're missing LeBron, Dan, we're going to lose. No. Lakers out. Basketball is 50% skill, 50% mental. If you played the game, you know you have to have confidence to be successful. No matter if you're going up against 7-footers, athletes, sharpshooters, great defenders, whatever you're going up against, if you have confidence, you can defeat the opposition. You know, I've lived through it. I've seen it. You know, the Lakers have done it time and time again. We've come from behind. You know, there's been so many magical moments, but the key to that is 50% mental. Right now, mentally, I don't feel like the Lakers are there, right? There's a lot of finger pointing. There's a lot of looking at each other. You know what one of my pet peeves about this Laker team is when they get scored upon, they look at the teammate like saying, it's your fault. No, take responsibility, say it's my bad, take accountability, and move on to the next play. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see body language matters. I don't want to see them blaming each other, hanging their head, or settling for any stupid jump shots and turning the ball over. Those are keys to tonight. Denver is a very disciplined team. They play team basketball. Jokic is playing like an MVP right now. They got plenty of good role players that have the ability to step up. The Lakers have to match and exceed their energy, and they have to play as a unit because, again, Denver, very respectable since last season. I've been telling you guys about this team. Eric B said, my biggest problem with the Lakers is the lack of effort, especially on defense. I agree, bro. And that's what the fans want. We want that energy. That's what we weren't missing from last year's team. We know JaVale McGee was sloppy, but one thing he always brought was energy. I didn't like him in the playoffs, but for regular season at least. Dwight Howard was that engine consistently, and he was an anchor defensively as well. So we miss him. And then who can forget about Rajon Rondo? Playoff Rondo is legendary, man. And, you know, I think he was the biggest miss for us in the offseason. We desperately need his playmaking, but that's neither here or there. We have to roll with the punches, and what we have now is what we have. So, again, body language needs to get better. Effort, like my brother said, Eric B, needs to get a lot better. So I appreciate the donation, bro. You're 100% right. My man said, AD's body language is terrible, Dan. Yes, the whole team, not just AD. LeBron's body language last game was terrible too. Matter of fact, some people pointed out how he walked off the court early. You know, some people will make excuses, say it's because of the ankle. But as you can tell, you know, his very controversial comments after the game, he was really bothered. But here's the thing, man. This is, I think, why a lot of people are hard on LeBron James. When it's going good, it's amazing. It's gravy. It's all good. But as soon as something goes south, I feel like my man starts looking for misdirection. You know, that's the only thing I've never liked about him. And this is why I used to be critical of him. Look, as the leader of the team, he needs to take responsibility and say, look, listen, we playing like crap, and it starts with me. I don't care about no ankle injuries, nothing. We got to play better, no excuses. Because if you think about it, if he starts making excuses, guess what? Now the rest of the team is starting to make excuses, right? Because you're the leader. You got to lead by example. That's again, I don't want to bring him back, you know, RIP to you know who. But all I'm saying is that's what we miss the most, is just the leading by example. You know, we need to lead by example. LeBron needs to just put his head down, his hard hat on, and say, you know what? Forget the ankle. I don't want to hear, oh, this is never going to be 100%. Forget the ankle, man. If I have to tear it off to play better, I will. Whatever it takes, we're going to get it done. I want to hear that confidence. If your leader is not installing confidence in your team, then you're doomed. So I need LeBron to lead a little bit better. I need Anthony Davis to lead a little bit better. And that's what we have to do. He said, DTLF, our whole team has to get it going tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely. No more excuses, guys. We've ran out of excuses for the season. Earlier, it was injuries. It was all these new pieces. It was Frank Vogel's looking at new rotation pieces. Let's give them time. Time is up. 8 games left. Let's get to work. Let's get to work tonight. I want to see a motivated angry Laker team that comes out here hungry, blocking shots, rebounding, diving for loose balls, making the proper pass, making the extra pass, getting better shots and settling for 3-pointers contested in transition, those drive me nuts. You can get those at any minute. You can even wind the shot clock down, at least make the defense work a little bit. So, again, back to my point. Lakers have to come out here hungry and no excuses. I don't want to hear Solomon Hill ruined our season. I don't want to hear none of that. I have to come out here and work for it. He said, I agree absolutely. Kobe played with a broken finger and a foot injury. And again, I hate to bring him back, RIP and everything, but we do have to develop that Mamba mentality. We have to come out here like psychopaths, like our life depends on it. I don't want to hear, oh, well, this quick turnaround and whoever did this in the tournament, whoever came up with this playing tournament needs to get fired. I, for one, disagree with LeBron James. Love King James, got his jersey, all that, but I disagree with him. The playing tournament to me is genius because it prevents so many more teams from tanking earlier in the year. Do you guys remember watching all those pointless games where obviously everybody was tanking, so they benched everybody? Now, these guys are actually trying to make it even if you're in the 10th seed. Some even in the 11th. So really, that leaves you with what? That leaves you with about 4 to 6 teams that are only tanking, and everybody else is trying to play hard. You know what I'm saying? LeBron needs to look at the bigger picture, and it has to do more with what's better for the league than what's better for the Lakers. And I love my Lakers first, but this is great overall for the basketball fan. You get to see teams that actually compete for a playoff spot. For one thing, this is exciting. We get to see a Game 7 before a playoff series starts. Bro, sign me up. You know what I'm saying? Sign me up. My boy said talk to him. Absolutely. Sign me up for that. And any other mentality is soft to me. You can't be afraid of change. This is good change. I think since Commissioner Adam Silver came in, he's been making some good changes. Like I said, they're thinking about interchanging the date of the draft with the date of free agency, which I think is genius as well, right? Why? Let me tell you why. Because now teams can address their needs in the offseason and free agency first, and then when they go to draft, they could draft for talent because they already addressed their needs in free agency instead of vice versa. So I like good changes as long as they're good for the game. And to me, he has done that. To me, Adam Silver has done a lot of good changes. One change I need him to do is to stop rewarding players that take charges and flop. That's the only change, My boy said, I'm desperate for a win. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. I agree with you. Look, we are all desperate. Laker Nation is desperate. We're not that desperate. Look, we're champions, man. Let's not forget our pride. Let's not hang our heads here, man. We're gonna if the ship sinks this season, we're gonna sink with the ship. That's what being a diehard fan is all about, and that's when you really get to separate the diehards with the casuals and the bandwagons. The diehards are still rooting for the team. They're still watching to the bitter end, no matter how bitter it is. I know it's been hard to watch, but we're right here, no matter what. I'm here pre, post. I show my neck for Laker Nation. I'm not afraid of nobody. All these trolls come after every loss. Guess what? Guess who's here to face these demons? Me. And I'm proud. I'm proud to do that, man. It is an honor and a blessing to do that for the purple and gold because I bleed it. If you cut me right now, purple and gold, baby. He said, I'm a huge Nuggets fan, but the Lakers need this win more. Thank you, Sekou. I appreciate you, man. And good luck to them, man. Good luck to your Nuggets when they don't face the Lakers. I really root for y'all to eliminate the Clippers again if y'all get to face them. So, it's one of my other favorite teams in the West. You guys are definitely stacked. What a great trade for Aaron Gordon. 9 out of the last 10 games, that's definitely successful. Jabari Wilson says, hi, Dan. I'm not saying this is ideal, and it's far from being ideal, but playing tournament can also be a good thing with chemistry-wise and also help with chemistry. At this point, Jabari, I'm not discounting anything, bro. And look, at the end of the day, the Lakers have to gel, and if it takes us an extra game or two to gel, so be it. But the reason I didn't like the playing tournament for my Lakers is because of all the injuries. We need to minimize games and try to finish off series as soon as possible. That's key to us, winning a championship. Try to finish these teams off and not play with our food. He said, hey, Dan and fellow Laker fans, let's stay strong and continue supporting our team and this channel. He said, God bless us all. Go Lakers. Amen to that, brother. Thank you so much. And by the way, if y'all haven't checked out my boy Seth's channel, man, go check that out. He dropped a very heartwarming video. It's on my Twitter timeline. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure to follow right here. It really does inspire me to see my boy doing great things. I help here and there where I can give back to the community where I can, but we can all do a little bit more. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely follow me on Twitter. I posted it, and I will be pinning it probably to the top of my channel because it's an important video I need everybody to see, man. It's really heartwarming. He says, sub DTLF, much love and respect, brother. Should be a great game. I'm pulling for your Lakers. Y'all need this win badly. He said, praying for you guys win. My Nuggets will be straight Mamba mentality. I never met a classier fan than Denver Nuggets, baby. That's from a different fan base. So, again, he always got the classiest, craziest stuff to say, man. And I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. He said, but imagine even though all these adversities, we still win it all, man. That's why I never stopped believing in my team. Anything's possible, man. I was there when Derek Fisher – well, I wasn't there, but I was in front of my TV screen when Derek Fisher hit 0.4, man. I still believe to the bitter end. You have to if you're a diehard, this is your time to show you're a diehard. This is the time to put your chin up and show some heart. Like the movie Baby Boy. When he puts his chin up, he's like, show some heart. And the little one shows some heart, right? And he doesn't knock him out. Like, that's what it's all about, man. You got to take your blows like a man. Or like a diehard Laker fan, if you're, whether you're a female or a man, you got to take it like a champ. Bottom line, you see this shirt, I still wear it with pride, baby. I'm still proud of what this team accomplished last season, and I'm hoping we can repeat this year. But if not, if for any reason, we're going to be right here, man. We're going down like the captains of the Titanic. We're going to sink with the ship, and that's what it's all about, man. It's hard to watch sometimes. Whatever the case may be, it's not as hard as when we weren't make the playoffs. That was the hardest, right? So I prefer 6, 7, 8 seed, whatever, as long as we make the playoffs, then no playoffs. I don't know, but that's just me. I think we already went through the hardest times. This is adversity, but the bottom line is even through adversity, that's when you really show the character of your true self. So are you that fan that's saying, you know what? I ain't rocking with the Lakers this year, man. Deuces, I'm out, and then peace. They sign off of Twitter or YouTube or whatever, and they say, I'm done with this team. All right, if you want to be that fan, cool, but don't come to the parades if you're going to be that fan, because we want the ones that bleed purple and gold always. Esther said, I love the Nuggets. I will always root for the Lakers and the Nuggets because they hate the Flippers too. Isn't it awesome when fan bases can come together? I have a great relationship with 99% of Knicks fans. So that's probably my go-to fan base. They understand where we're coming from as far as loyalty goes, and they also understand that there's an unwanted team in their city. So I can really relate to Knicks fans. Nuggets fans have been great to me over the years, especially my boy right here, Denver Nuggets, baby. So I got to show him and his team much love. But I've always had respect for the Denver Nuggets. They've always been a hard-nosed team, even from the days of Carmelo Anthony, Kenyon Martin. They've always been a hard-nosed team. So you got to give them props, and they build the right way. They play the game the right way. He said, it's bad when the Clippers are better than us right now. And those are the key words right there, Caps, right now. Because right now, even though it does matter, at the end of the day, once you get to the playoffs, you throw the records away and nothing else matters. All that matters is the opponent in front of you. It's like you get into the rink and let's see who gets knocked out. So it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Head on. We're ready. We're ready for whatever, man. Whatever the case may be, we'll see. We'll see where the final destination is going to be for our Lakers. But it's been just an enjoyable ride, man. It's been up and down like a roller coaster. But the best part is just being so united with you guys. I know you guys got my back, and I got yours, man. He said, bro, LeBron doesn't need to play or AD. I don't know what that means, but yes, we need to play them as much as possible because there's 8 games left in the season, and we got to make sure we finish in the best standings as possible. Remember, this year it doesn't look like there's going to be a bubble, so home court advantage is going to be a real thing. We're going to have to swim against the current. How will our younger players perform against the pressure if they're allowing bigger and bigger crowds every week, every month? That's all going to be such a factor, right? So we have to be realistic. We're swimming against the current more than ever this year. We've battled injuries, quick turnaround in the offseason, and chemistry issues. All 3 of those things, and rotation issues. So hopefully we get it right, man, before it's all over. Hopefully we do. I have faith. Dan, we love you. Love you too, man. Thank you so much, man. Love y'all too. For real, for real. He said, oh, yeah, I forgot. There was no bubble. That would be interesting. Yeah, the bubble would have eliminated the standings, but we don't have a bubble this year. So we got to make sure we take that into account as well. The best case scenario for me would be facing the Clippers in the first round, having home court advantage, not having to travel, and being able to rest our players that much more by just not traveling. That would be phenomenal. Hope we win tonight. Big ups, Dan. Thank you, Tech. Appreciate donation, bro. And we're here, man. We're here. Whatever happens, you know I'm going to be here post game. When have I ever failed you guys and not showed up because my team embarrassed me? No. We're still here. I'm still a proud Laker fan. Win or lose, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. Appreciate you, Leanne. No, you guys are, man. Appreciate you, bro. He said, I hope Coach Vogel makes the proper adjustments. Gasol and Trez should play at the same time off the bench. Gasol at the 5, Trez at the 4. Even a Denver Nuggets fan can see it. So that tells you it's really apparent. If the opposition, the opposing fans can see and they're paying attention to this, come on, man. Frank, come on, Frank, just listen up. Put your pride to the side and do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. He said, Dan, is it full on 100% panic mode if we lose tonight? It was 100% panic mode since last game because I said in pregame last game, we need to come out with a sense of urgency. We didn't do that. We did that for one quarter and we looked good. But then we just took the second and the third quarter off and we end up coming back in the fourth quarter. But guess what? We end up losing anyway. So we got to put together at least 3 out of the 4 quarters. I would prefer we put together the whole game, but it looks like the Lakers are incapable. So he said, come on, Lakers, we need this dub. Look, man, Laker fans, this is what we're made for. Pressure time, right? This already feels like a playoff series already. Every game feels like a must win. 8 games left is nothing, man. We're in May 3rd. In 17 days, we're going to be in the playoffs. And we're either going to be in a good position or a bad position. So it could be less than that if we end up playing in the play-in tournament. We're going to be playing in about 14 days if we play in the play-in tournament because I heard they start May 17th. So, he said, Dan, fight night. Love, Dan. Oh, we got this, bro. And I like that. I like that name right there for a slogan. Yo, we got to fight for our right to defend this title. Just to defend it. Now, imagine that. He said, Dan, I only watch a show and that of Trevor Lane's, which you both give solid takes. He said, I stopped watching those shows with Skip and the others that has very 2 bad takes about the Lakers. I appreciate the vote of confidence, man, and it's an honor, man. When I hear that you guys put me in the same levels or even in the same breath as the Trevor Lanes and the Mike Tredells, and it's an honor, man, because it's humbling, you know. I grew up watching Mike Trudell on TV with the Sideline Report, you know, John Ireland and all those guys. So the fact that you guys even see me in that light is so humbling. And it's motivating as well. It motivates me to give you guys the best content possible for Laker fans, for diehard Laker fans. So thank you guys so much, for reals. It is amazing. He said bench Drummond. Well, you're the first one to say that, man. You're the first one. I've heard a couple of whispers about it, but I haven't really heard any takes saying bench Drummond. He's definitely not the problem. Can he be better? Sure, he definitely can be better, especially on pick and roll defense. But is he the main problem? No, absolutely not. If you notice, the starters sometimes start well, and then our bench sometimes comes in and they get a little bit stagnant. And then when the starters come back, there's no flow, no rhythm. So if I was Frank Vogel, I'd mix some of the bench and starting lineup together and make sure that I always have some scoring firepower on the floor at all times. For example, we start off the first quarter tonight, and AD's going off. I'd leave him on a little bit longer. I'd leave him on a little bit longer just so that he can kind of bring in that second unit. And then once the second unit gets it going, then you give him his rest time. But see, I would be a situational coach in the NBA. I'm not sure if Frank Vogel is that in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. He said, Dan, I'm glad you're around. When you rant, it lessens my frustrations. If you're positive, it gives me hope. Please stick around for a long time. I'm here for life, man. You guys got me here for life. Even if I make it in the music industry or if I make it anywhere else, I'll always have this channel open for the public because this is not my channel, guys. This platform specifically made it for you guys to have a voice. That's why I try to read as many comments as possible. And over time as we grow, it's a little bit harder. That's why sometimes I focus on the donations because it's fair to you guys that are donating for me to read your comments. But when I can, I go and read as many as possible. Thanks, Vincent. I appreciate you, bro. Jackie says, Dan, your old rants are awesome. Those were really frustrating days. And trust me, if we ever get to those days again, I'd probably go off again. But I'm not going to sit here and be fake to you guys and rant when we still, I'm I'm not going to sit here and rant when we still have a shot at the title. That would be ignorant of me. And I don't want to send you guys down a frustrating path. You guys have trust in my basketball insight and my knowledge. I definitely don't want to stress you guys out more than what is required. So when you see me rant, it's genuine, guys. It's never for the show. It's never for whatever anybody else, for the clicks or whatever. Never that, man. When I rant, it's genuinely me just blowing off steam, and it's frustrating for me as well. And it helps me. It helps me continue to, I basically blow off all the steam right here. I leave the negative energy here, and then I'm able to move on to my family and just focus on positivity outside of the basketball world. But it's also very therapeutic for me. So thank you guys for listening. I'm glad you guys like it though, man, because it just shows you guys are as passionate as I am. That's all. He said Blazers down 10. That's big news, but the game's not over yet, man. As long as they got Damian Lillard, CJ over there, anything's possible. But that is good news. Anytime we get help from other teams to beat, teams that are in the standings and the running with us, it's going to be a huge help. Still doesn't take the sense of urgency off of this game, though. We still have to come out here and try to win as many games as possible. Like I said, my goal for the Lakers, realistically, is trying to win 5 out of the last 8. That means we go 5-3, right? Now, if we don't accomplish this, it doesn't mean it's over. It just means the path will be harder to locking up a top 6 seed, right? It'll be almost impossible. Ideally, I would love to win them all, but realistically, I say we go 5-3. Now, if we go 6-2, even better. I'm ecstatic with that, But no LeBron James tonight, no Dennis Schroeder. We're gonna need some more from Alex Caruso. I know THT should start. I'm not sure if he will. They could start Ben McLemore. They could start anybody there. I don't know, but it's gonna be awesome to see. Thank you, Samurai. Appreciate you, bro. You said you're the rock of YouTube. Appreciate you. Sekou, man. That means a lot especially coming from another fan base. If they can have that mutual respect for you, that just says you're doing something right. Because we know Laker fans, we're biased towards our own in general, right? But if you can have that mutual respect for another fan base or one of their own, that means a lot. Thank you, Sekou. He said everyone on the Lakers should act like they down 30 no matter what the score is. I agree. And that's what I mean by playing hard at all times. I agree with you, Goat Mike. And you're right, man. Absolutely. They got to come out here with a chip on their shoulder. And you have to imagine they've been listening to all the chatter on sports, on social media, on all kinds of on TV, radio. So they got to come out here and act like they give a damn, because if they do, then we have a shot any night. Dan, this is tough, but if you had to choose, who would you prefer winning the chip if we don't win it between the Nets? Wait, what was that? Nets and the Clippers? Come on. I think you know the answer to this. I definitely think you know the answer to this, right? Anybody that knows me knows I'm never picking the Clippers, ever. So whoever's not the Clippers. My boy Johnny Nava, man, much love to you, man. You've been here for years, bro. I appreciate you and always showing love to the kid, man. So thank you. He said, is something going on with chemistry? In my opinion, body language ain't there. This is a question I was asking myself yesterday after watching them all blaming each other and hanging their head and LeBron storming off the court early. I came to the conclusion after thinking about it overnight and today earlier in the morning. I don't think there's a chemistry issue, but I do think, right? I have a feeling that this team is the type of team that winning cures everything, but losing can start making them point fingers and looking at who to blame, which is not necessarily a good thing, because if the ship comes crashing down, there's going to be a lot of finger pointing, and we don't want the same drama the Clippers had in the locker room last offseason. So I hope not. I hope that there is no issues. I hope that if we lose this year, we go down respectably. But most of the time, there is issues, even on championship teams of the past for the Lakers, right? There's been issues. And I just hope it doesn't come back to bite us. I really do. He said, if it's not the Lakers, it has to be the Knicks, right, Dan? Well, you know what? They're my second favorite team. So obviously, I'd be rooting for them if the Lakers aren't in the playoffs. Regardless, I'm rooting for them in the East. I doubt they'll make it past the second round. But if they do, I mean, they've already overachieved. Just making it to the playoffs is an accomplishment itself in New York. With all the expectations that are always there, and with Brooklyn taking the majority of the shine, one might say that New York Knicks took the shine right back off of Brooklyn. Nobody's really talking about Brooklyn right now. Everybody's talking about the Knicks. So I'm proud of that team, man. Who doesn't love an underdog who's humble and plays hard, and they rally around their star, Julius Randle, because he is a star, man. So very proud of that kid, especially because he's an ex-Laker. Y'all know how I feel about ex-Lakers, man. He said Milwaukee or Denver will win the chip if we don't. And I'd be happy if it was either of those two teams. Trust me. I'm not mad at either of those two teams. There's only a few teams I hate that I despise. The main one being the Clippers. The second one being the Celtics just for history purposes. But at least I respect the Celtics. That's the difference. I don't respect the Clippers. So, again, it's the Clippers and the Celtics. I don't like Brooklyn just because they're trying to take a shortcut to a chip. They're trying to buy one. But do I hate them? Would I hate if they won it? It's not going to bother anybody's legacy. Kyrie would barely have 2. KD would have, 3 barely. James Harden would have his first. It's not going to shock anybody if they win it. Put it like that. But bottom line is, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who does win the chip. I'd still believe in my team. I feel like if the Lakers get it cracking at the right time, at the very last second, man, I think anything's possible, Laker Nation. As far as the starting lineup for the Lakers, let's see if Mike Trudell updated us. Okay, here it is. The starting lineup as of 16 minutes ago is going to be Alex Caruso, KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Anthony Davis, and Andre Drummond. And for the Denver Nuggets is going to be Campazzo, who, by the way, is an insane playoff playmaker. He reminds me a lot of Marcelo Huertas, but probably a little bit better offensively. Dozier, who played with us in the Summer League a couple years back. So look out for him to have a big game because I don't know why ex-Lakers always tend to kill us. And then Porter Jr., who I'm a big fan of, young, small forward. And then you got Aaron Gordon, also a big fan of, and Jokic, also a big fan of. Those guys are all killers, man. And so the Lakers have to be on their best, absolute best game to have a shot to win tonight. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for the questions, love, support, donations, all that good stuff. As always, you guys coming through for your boy. Can't thank you enough. More content to come, so keep it locked right here and stay tuned for that post-game recap. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the way out, and I'll see you guys after the game. Peace out.